that we possibly could. Provide them a 5-star service, so clearly that hasn't happened. So, now, moving into path with your discomfort. That's where all growth lives, right? You grow, you gotta go where you're uncomfortable. Who's been uncomfortable practicing some of this stuff? As we've gone through. So you're welcome. And thank you. You're growing. You're growing. You're pushing in the path of your discomfort. And I'm watching you help each other get better. That's contribution. That's what this is all about. Now, in this moment, confrontation, if left unchecked, turns into combat. Just think on that a minute. Confrontation, left alone long enough, becomes combat. When I don't confront, I ultimately end up in a state of combat. This is true in all of your relationships. Have an issue with your wife. Ignore it. Fight down. Leaving it alone. Not going to say anything. What eventually happens? You blow up. Combat. Right? Like it's full on war at some point if you don't deal with it. And that's what's happening here with this customer. So confrontation is not bad. Crucial Conversations is the name of the book. If you want to really get into this and know how to do this, if you read books, it's a good audio book. It's a really easy to listen to audio book. If you've got an Audible account, you guys have a shared Audible account? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. And it's phenomenal. You guys should all check it out.
Vinny's all over it. And I love that. Your enthusiasm for books is
Anybody that wants on there, send me a text.
Steve will get you hooked up. Crucial Conversations is the name of the book, and the author eludes me. There's another one called Difficult Conversations that's not as good. Crucial Conversations is the one and only that you need to read on this matter of living inside of confrontation. And here's what I want you to get. I don't care if it's get out of my house. I don't care if it's I need to get other prices. You guys are con artists. I can't believe you charge as much. I don't care what that is. The solution is the same in all of these. Stay present. Stay present and be willing to live through that confrontation. Okay? And whatever you do, don't let them dictate the state. You stay where you want to be. Right? Focus, yes. Keep yourself focused. And what do you do to do that? What's the first step? Breathe. So you're going to take in some big breaths. And sometimes you'll do this, and if you're in a state of rapport with that customer, like you've been near them long enough, they'll mirror that back to you. They'll see you breathe and they'll do the same. They won't even know that they're doing it. That's good for them. It's just as good for them as it is for you. So breathe. Breathe, dang it. I shouldn't have to say that's such a weird thing to be an aha in a class, right? What did you learn? To breathe. Oh, good. You spent 3 days learning that? Yep, pretty well. Breathe. So start with breath, and then just stay present to the situation. Like refuse to run out of there while it's in such a high state of conflict. And so if I'm going to do that, how am I going to bring that down before I leave? What would you say and do to de-escalate that before leaving? Because at the very least, I want that de-escalated before I'm out of there. I mean, personally, I can't stand living in a state with another human being that feels that way about me. Right? Like that goes against the grain of who I am to be. So how do I get that down? What do you suggest?
I've never actually been in that position before, and quite frankly, I can't imagine what it would take to get there. So,
okay.
Anybody actually, because I can't imagine having any sort of report bill and being told to get out of the house, regardless of price. So my question would be, what have I done wrong?
Okay.
That's my honest answer to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be asking, what did I do wrong? So
Right.
it's not just price. If you're being asked to leave, then it's not just your price.
Yeah.
I think another thing too is if you did price transparency,
Yeah.
I don't think you would have that problem.
Right.
I think
Very unlikely that we're going to get to that level of hostility. And if it is, then it's body language is always the first thing. So I'm going to get rid of my pen here, so I've got this. This is the universal signal, for I have nothing in my hand with which to kill you. That's what this communicates. That's why this is so safe, right? That's why we do this. As soon as we're like, whoa, hold on, right? It's surrender. Look, see, empty. No weapons. Okay? So that's what I do. So listen, Mr. Customer, I apologize for where we're at right now. Clearly, something I've done has gone completely off the rails. And I just want to offer my sincere apology for that. Now, can we talk about what's creating this state for you? What have I done? Where did this go wrong? How are we at this level at this point? So now, listen to the tone, listen to my pace, listen to my sincerity. I want to know what I did wrong, okay? That's what this is about. And so then they'll answer. They'll be like, well, you flipping con artist, or whatever, right? Like, okay, so now I appreciate that is this about price? Is that why you say that? And just let them answer the questions. But stay present to it, right? Like, everything in you wants to run out. That's not where you're going to grow. You're going to continue to face that. Where did this come off the rails? Well, you said that you weren't going to put me under pressure. Okay, you said that like 4 times. And now we're getting to this end, and you won't take no for an answer. And frankly, it's me off. And I want you out of my house. I'm done with it. I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. And yes, I can see how I have put you under pressure here today. I'm just going to acknowledge it. Right? And it is truly my training, my wish, everything in my intent is to not do that, and still sometimes I get to that place. And so I apologize that happened to you today. So can I just withdraw my options here today and say that one of your options is to do nothing? Let me just remove all the pressure right now. Can I do that? You comfortable with that? That's one way to deal with that. Now we're talking about way level rent, okay? So that's 1% of the world. But that's how you deal with it. And I wanted to live there because it's the same principle. Stay present through your discomfort. And stay calm. Watch your state. Don't forget to breathe. Right? Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Start there and you'll feel yourself immediately get calm. Because that state of deep breath is anchored to calmness. We did that in day 1. You didn't know that happened, but we did that intentionally. I'm good, I don't need a pen. Thanks, man.
You can put it down on that.
All right, so let's move into talk to spouse. There's 2 that I want to deal with. Talk to spouse and break it down, get other prices, and or, these things all kind of come into the same thing. I need to get other options. And that's this pie chart that we built yesterday.